Hey there, today we're going to touch a little bit on alignment, and I teach a lot of lessons. I spend a lot of time on this driving range. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people where their alignment's not very good, and they think that they have good alignment and they have a system that they believe helps them get lined up to their target. But when we check with alignment rods, it often doesn't work. So what we're going to do, we're going to dive in today's short video. I'm going to give you a way to think about alignment that I think can help you improve it. So let's get into it. So I'm sure you've got a system for alignment. And when I talk about alignment, the order that we talk about doing it, what I believe to be most important is we've got to line up our club face, and then we've got to line up our body parallel to where we're aiming that club face. So I've got two alignment rods here. I've got a yellow one and I've got an orange one. You'll notice the yellow one's in front of the golf ball. The orange one is behind, because what I see happen so often is players will come, they'll pick a spot in front of the golf ball. Let's say they pick a spot out up here. And so often what happens is when they think they're lined up to it, their body still ends up being way left of the target. They end up setting up with really open alignment. And for those of you that struggle with the slice, there's sometimes the leading cause of that is because of our alignment. So what would normally happen, I'll take this one out of here, is a player will come in, they'll pick a target in front of them, they'll come in, they'll set their club face. They might not even set their club face first, but then by the time they come in, they're looking at that spot. And what happens, they keep looking at that spot and then they start adjusting their feet. Without becoming too much of a nerd here, oftentimes what happens, it's our eyes. And when we start to look at that spot in front of us, our head and our eye line starts to shift a little bit to the left. And then that's why every time we look and we want to adjust, and we look and we want to adjust. It also has a lot to do with your eye dominance, but I'm not going to talk about eye dominance in this video. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to flip the script. If you're a player that you get set up to a target, right? Let's say you go through your process. Let's say I'm aiming for the white flag out there in the distance, and you get set up, and every time you put the club down to check, you see your toes are way too far to the left, then the way you're going about it is not working. So instead of picking a target in front, let's see if we can pick a target behind to help us line it up. So I know that that might sound a little weird, but what happens now, let's say I'm still going towards that white flag. If I pick a target behind the golf ball, all what I'm trying to do is make sure that I can get square to my target. The swing is the swing. But now if I come in and I set up to something behind, I'm not spending all this time having to look in front of me. I spend more time looking at what's beside me. And for a lot of players, when I make this change, it can have a huge impact on their alignment. Why does it work for me? I'm a right-handed golfer and I'm right-eye dominant. So for me, what happens when I put something in front, to get my right eye, I have to turn my head, and that gets me looking too far in front, which can start to mess with my toe line. So now we take the alignment rods out of here. And if I was to go through this, I'll show you what I used to do. Before, I would pick a spot a few inches in front. Let's say I've got this clump, and then now I'm trying to draw that alignment rod. I set my club up, I set my feet up, but I spend a lot of time looking over in that direction and second guessing and getting myself more open, too open. Hey there, Coach Ryan just hopping in here for a second. I just want to say thanks for watching this video, and I have a few favors to ask. If you don't already, please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. The more support, the more content I create. If you like this video, make sure you give me a little thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. I do my best to respond to every single comment. Now, last thing is make sure you hit that little bell so when I drop more videos just like this one, you're the first one to get notified. You don't miss out on any of my content. Thanks again for watching. Let's get you back to your video. Now, if I come back here and I pick a spot behind, I create my alignment rod here. And since I'm right-eye dominant, I don't have to move my head a whole lot. I aim at my target. And now when I want to set my body up parallel to that, I'm not spending as much time turning my head. So here's an easy way for you to check it. Pick a target and get set up to it. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go something in front. So I'm going to go in front of the golf ball. I'm still going at the white flag. I'm going to get set up, and then I'm going to put a club down along my toe line. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to look, see where that's pointed. And for me right now where I'm aiming, that still feels like it's a little bit too far left. And lately I've been struggling with the pull, so it must be on my alignment. Next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a spot on this side of the golf ball. I'm gonna pick a spot behind me. So now I have my spot here, so now I point my club face at the target, but now I'm using that line behind me to try to match up my feet. And now when I check with the alignment rod, I swear I'm not doing this for video, but for me, my alignment is a lot more right than it was when I look in front. And for me, that's where my alignment needs to be. I'm a drawer of the golf ball. I like to see the ball starting to the right, so my toes have to be a little bit to the right. When I spend too much time focusing on something in front of the golf ball, my alignment ends up too far left and up battling a pull. So if you're struggling with alignment, no matter what you try, your body is too far out of position. If you're a person that is always picking something in front of the golf ball to try to help calibrate yourself, I want you to test something, because if we keep doing something and we're not getting any better, let's change the way we go about it in hopes that we get a better result. Hey, here's a little secret. On every Thursday, I send an email with 2 things. My favorite golf tip of that week, and either a quote or stat, or sometimes even a game that you can use when you practice. I don't want you to miss it. The next one's coming out on Thursday morning. Make sure you check the link in the description. Sign up for my newsletter, because on Thursday, the next one's coming. Now let's get you back to your video. So start picking a spot behind the golf ball. You come through here, you go through your routine, you pick something behind the golf ball, you draw that alignment rod with your eyes, and now you try to set up parallel to that. If you've been struggling in front, let's shift to back. I hope that this helps. It's something that I've been working on with several of my students lately, and they have found that it feels easier for them to square up to their target. And if it's easier for them to square up to their target, usually they start their ball on line, which helps them shoot lower scores. So something for you to consider if you're struggling with your alignment. If you have any questions, please post them down below. If you don't know which eye is your dominant eye, you definitely need to check that first, because when we talk about alignment, or a lot of times even putting, our dominant eye can have a huge effect on the way that we line up to golf shots. As always, thanks for watching. Post comments down below, like this video, follow my channel if you want to see more videos just like this one, and have a great day. Happy golfing.